If we would like to improve the quality of our lives, personally and professionally, what would be your advice? What can we do? What is most important?
Well, the most important thing is self-esteem. The people that we read about, the people that we admire, the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Warren Buffetts, etc., all have one thing in common. They have extremely high self-esteem.
I want to encourage somebody out there who's thinking about quitting and giving up. Somebody who has been praying for years for things to turn around. You're thinking about quitting, you're thinking about giving up. You are folding, you are caving, and this is for you. You're in this storm and you're down on your knees and you're cold and you're weak. And you feel like this is the end. You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Stay in it. Stay focused. When you fail, try again and again and again. You just take one step at a time. It's hard, but it's worth fighting. It's worth believing. It's worth mustering yourself up, standing up inside yourself. It's worth fighting relentlessly, never giving up. I love the sun, but things don't grow because of the sun. You have to have some rain. And you've got to stop looking at rain in your life as something bad. My greatest moments didn't come from my greatest moments. My greatest moments came from my greatest defeats, because it was doing my defeat that I had to find a way to get back up.
When I was a kid, I was wondering kind of what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we here? What's it all about? And I came to the conclusion that what really matters is trying to understand the right questions to ask. And the more that we can increase the scope and scale of human consciousness, the better we are able to ask these questions.
Life is to be lived. Live before you die. Don't waste a second of this precious gift. You're here for a reason. Never stop asking why. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Here are 7 things I need to tell you about life. Number 1, life is not meant to be so serious. Make time for fun, for joy, for play. Alan Watts once said, this is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play. Don't trust anyone that tells you life has to be serious. Don't believe anyone that says there is no time for fun, joy, laughter, and every or any day when you are young. Life is nothing but fun. The important lesson most of us adults still need to learn is that life is not meant to be so serious. We can easily forget that our lives do not last forever. This is why it is important to remind yourself one day you, like all other humans, will die.
And of course, you've heard me say this before, self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. And unfortunately, we're with our parents the first 7 or 8 years of life. Ergo, we don't have too much high self-esteem. But to build high self-esteem, and the way you build high self-esteem, if you're 25, 35, or 45, is to be around, surround yourself with other people that have high self-esteem. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And so you can reverse your childhood by who you associate with.
How do you do that?
Well, you find people that are where you want to be, but they're already there. You're 22 years old, you're 32, you're 41 years old, and there's a guy or a gal who's 45 years old who is where you want to be. They've accomplished a lot of things. If you're into, they're saving the world, they're using their money for good causes, go associate with those people, be around those people. And they're easy to find.
Provoked to purpose. You would think that purpose just happened. But purpose doesn't just happen. They went years just going through routine. Provoked is not a good feeling. It is an uncomfortable, irritating feeling. It is a scary, annoying feeling.
When we remind ourselves of our certain death, when we remind ourselves of the fact that we do not know when it will all end, when we really take that in the impermanence of it all, maybe then, we can start taking everything a little less seriously. Most people are struggling so hard to get the job, to get the extra money so they can impress people who they really don't like, and those people really don't care about them or about any of that anyway, because they're doing the same thing. Searching for one achievement, that one amount of money that will make everything better. Money doesn't make us feel worthy. Only we can do that. Maybe we don't need to stress so much.
There are some irritants that should not be fixed. Transformation would occur in such a supernatural way that an illumination would occur in such a way that somebody doesn't even realize. They think that whatever they're going through is what they're going through, but they don't understand that what they're going through is right in on line and in level with what you're about to do next in their lives. They don't even know they're extraordinary. They think they're ordinary. They think their situation is just something that they have to deal with. And they don't know that in order to change the situation, they have to be provoked.
I challenge you to look at life not as a struggle or a strain or a destination that is somewhere else needing to be reached, but a journey. A challenge to see how much joy you can squeeze out of every day. Then whether or not you get the big house or the fancy car, it won't matter, will it? Because no matter what happens, you will have what most don't. 3 things money can never buy: joy, peace, and passion for life. Create a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Number 2. Circumstances will never define you unless you decide to let them. Let me tell you a little life fact. If you are blessed enough to reach adulthood, there is a 100% chance. Yes, 100% chance that life will dish you up some things that you did not plan for, nor did you want in your life experience. These things are called character.
But they're not going to knock on your door. They're not going to come to your apartment or your flat and ask you, "Oh, can I help you?" And again, the best tool I've ever seen, and it's like it was designed for this, is LinkedIn. It's the best social media tool there ever was for what we're discussing. And you can find these people. Now, just remember, everybody that's on LinkedIn, all the, 20 million or whatever people that are on LinkedIn are all there for one reason. They're there because they want to do business, they want to meet people. Unlike some of the other social medias like Facebook or Twitter or, and I don't even know the names of the others, but I mean, LinkedIn, they're there for a common purpose. They have a common bond, they have a common goal. They want to expand their horizons. And it's a great tool.
Not provoked to impress other people, not provoked to prove something to other people, but provoked to break away from complacency, because it is not good for us to be too complacent. You can be complacent and not know it. You don't always have the benefit of having someone in your ear, raising you, developing you, coming from a culture, an environment, a family culture or environment that lends itself to causing you to believe that there is something exceptional that God has planned for your life.
Hard times do come, and then they go, but there are going to be other things that you're going to have to face in your lifetime. You have to understand the significance, and what hard times are, and what do they mean? And what does it do for you as an individual? For all of us as human beings, these things must happen. It's ordained. It must come in our lives. If we are going to build, if we're going to be strong, then we must understand what it means to be weak, because you can't be strong without weakness, and you can't be strong if you don't have anything to fall back on, because these things that you're dealing with right now in your life will build you up, or it won't destroy you. It's hard living. Life is hard. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard.